Let's be real, too many women are exhausted from chasing scraps. You wait for his texts, you post hoping he'll start noticing now. You twist yourself into someone smaller just to keep his eyes on you. But here's the hard truth. The second you start hustling for his attention, you hand away your power. Real attraction doesn't come from proving you're good enough. It comes from knowing you are and letting him rise to meet you. Psychologists call it the scarcity effect. The rarer something feels, the more the brain values it. And your attention should be the rarest thing in the room. So in this video, we're flipping the script. You're done chasing. It's time to become the kind of woman he can't stop chasing. Stay to the end because the last mindset shift is the one that turns this from theory into pure power. 1. Stop performing. Here's the first trap most women don't even realize they're falling into: performing. You know what I mean? You sit across from him at dinner and suddenly you're curating your every word, laughing extra loudly, adjusting your posture like you're on stage. You're not connecting. You're basically auditioning. And here's what's wild. He can sense it. Humans are wired with mirror neurons that pick up micro shifts in energy. When someone is trying to win us over, we instinctively rank them as lower in value. We don't do this consciously, but our brains equate chasing with lower status. Instead, flip it. Go into every interaction thinking, do I even like him? Is he emotionally mature? Does he follow through? Observe him. Watch how he talks to the waiter, how he reacts when plans go wrong, how he speaks about his exes. This subtle mental shift from "please pick me" to "I'm evaluating you" changes your whole energy. Suddenly, you're not the contestant. You're the prize, and he will feel that. 2. Guard your attention. Here's what social psychology shows. What we reward, we reinforce. And the most powerful reward you can give a man isn't your body or even your praise. It's your attention. Right now, too many women give it out for free. He leaves your messages on read for hours. You still reply instantly. He only calls late at night. You pick up anyway. This trains his brain to see you as easy access, not as someone precious. Instead, treat your attention like gold. Match his effort, not his excuses. If he sends a dry, one-word reply, don't write a paragraph. If he ghosts for days, then reappears with a, "Hey, don't leap." Pause. Take your time. Behavioral psychology calls this variable reinforcement. If you keep rewarding low effort, he'll keep giving low effort. But if you go quiet when he's inconsistent and light up when he's respectful, his brain will start chasing that reward. Think of it this way. Queens don't chase, they choose. So let him earn the right to hold your attention, instead of hustling to hold his. 3. Know your worth. Here's a dangerous lie too many women swallow young. If he wants me, I must be worthy. If he loses interest, something's wrong with me. That belief turns dating into a slot machine. Every cold text or unanswered call makes your self-worth plummet. But here's what clinical psychologists stress. Someone's interest level is not an accurate measure of your value. He could be distracted, emotionally unavailable, commitment phobic, or just not your person. That says nothing about your worth. Yet when you make his interest the mirror you measure yourself in, you start shape-shifting to keep it, smiling when you're hurt, agreeing when you're angry, becoming who he wants instead of who you are. That's not love. That's self-abandonment. Try this instead. When a man pulls away, observe. Ask yourself, what does this reveal about him? Not about me. If someone can't see your value, don't dim yourself to fit his sightline. Move where you're seen, because the right man doesn't make you question your worth. He protects it. 4. Keep your life full. Now let's get real about desire. Our brains are wired to want what feels scarce. It's called the scarcity principle, and marketing experts use it all the time. Limited edition, only 3 left in stock. Suddenly people scramble to buy. The same mechanism operates in dating. If your entire schedule is empty, your world revolves around him, and you're always available. He subconsciously devalues your time. Contrast that with a woman who has her own life. Her calendar is full. She has friends, hobbies, goals, joy that doesn't hinge on him. When she answers a text, it feels special. When she makes time for him, he feels chosen. You don't have to pretend to be busy. Be busy with your own growth, passions, and peace. That's what psychologists call self-expansion. When you keep growing as a person, you stay magnetic. He should be wondering when he'll get to see you again, not assuming you're waiting around. 5. Stop explaining yourself. Here's a subtle way many women hustle without realizing it. Over-explaining. You say no to a date and instantly flood him with apologies. You take too long to reply and write a paragraph explaining why. You express a boundary, then immediately soften it with, "Unless you want?" Stop. Men who respect you don't need a PowerPoint presentation to accept your choices. And men who don't respect you will just use your explanations as openings to push back. Psychologists call this the approval trap. The more you try to be liked, the less respected you become. Say what you mean, simply, "I can't tonight." That doesn't work for me, period. No apology, no sales pitch. When you stop auditioning for approval, something powerful happens. He starts working for your approval instead. Because confidence, especially quiet confidence, is magnetic. 6. Calm before you text. Hustling for attention often isn't logical, it's emotional. You feel anxious, he hasn't replied, your brain spirals. Maybe he's losing interest. Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe I'm not enough. So you break the silence. Again and again. Not because you want to, but because you want relief from the anxiety. Here's the psychology behind it. Your brain is craving dopamine to soothe the uncertainty. It's called intermittent reinforcement, and it's the same mechanism that keeps people glued to slot machines. The fix? Don't text him. Regulate yourself. Go for a walk. Call a friend. Journal. Do literally anything that anchors you back into your body. Once the anxiety passes, ask yourself calmly, do I actually want to talk to him right now, or do I just want reassurance? When you stop using his responses as your emotional oxygen, you stop hustling and start choosing. 7. Match his effort. Too many women fall in love with a man's potential and ignore his patterns. He talks about all the things he'll do, start a business, be more romantic. One day, he'll commit, and you end up working overtime for a future that only exists in your imagination. Meanwhile, his actions stay minimal. He puts in crumbs, you bake a 5-course meal out of them. Flip it. Stop rewarding potential. Start mirroring effort. Relationship researchers like Dr. John Gottman emphasize that consistency is the clearest predictor of genuine commitment. If his words say one thing and his effort says another, believe the effort. Meet his energy where it actually is, not where you hope it will be. That shift alone turns you from the pursuer into the prize. 8. Raise your standard. Here's the final shift, the one that changes everything. Build an inner standard so high his attention feels like a bonus, not a lifeline. When you don't know your worth, you'll work for scraps. But when you deeply feel your worth, your energy changes. You walk differently, speak differently, choose differently. Instead of thinking, I hope he picks me, you think, I wonder if he even qualifies. And paradoxically, that's what makes the right men chase you. Evolutionary psychology shows that men are wired to pursue what feels valuable. But value starts inside you. It's in how you speak about yourself, how you protect your peace, how you don't abandon your joy to impress anyone. Build that inner standard. Fall so in love with your own life that anyone who wants a place in it has to rise to your level. Because when you stop hustling for attention and start embodying worth, the right man won't need convincing. He'll be begging for your time. The moment you stop chasing attention, everything shifts. You stop waiting to be chosen and start choosing who gets access to you. People can feel the difference, and so can he. Because men aren't drawn to women who beg for their time, they're drawn to women so fulfilled, so self-assured, that being in their world feels like a privilege. So stop proving your worth. Start protecting it. Build a life so rich that any man who wants a place in it has to rise to your level. If this spoke to you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and keep becoming the kind of woman no one dares take for granted.